3 necromancers. Clearly a potential battle arena. Yeah. See what happens.
As you enter the room, you see 3 skeletons sitting around a table, cards in hand. They creak and turn to stare at you.
A beating heart. Does Braccus need us once more, jailer? Are we finally to be freed?
Insist that you're no jailer. You've nothing to do with their imprisonment.
You're not one of Braccus's brood. You're not Gratiana's pet. Then why do you disturb us?
The flesh yearns for our secrets. Did I not say that word would spread about Julius?
Even after the maggots took your tongue, you still talk too much. Silence your jaw.
Gratiana, do you mean the priestess that you met in the sanctuary? I'm not sure if I want to mention that. Might as well. It's a potential cause for trouble.
That wench, a priestess, is no more godly than the mites in my skull.
I've never seen a more treacherous smile than on her full, voluptuous lips.
Canst thou think of nothing else? How many centuries have I endured hearing you remember your conquests?
Hey, at least I didn't have to raise mine.
That was naught but a whisper on the wind. A vile rumor.
Call politely and ask if they could get back on track.
Oh, it coughs.
I will not sit by as it breathes thus. It mocks us with the very air passing twixt its lips.
The shambling creatures lay down their cards and push back their chairs.
Indeed, but we'll soon put an end to that. And then, freedom.
Tell them to wait. Maybe you can talk about this?
For 1,000 years, I've had to listen to prattle. No, it's time to act.
We'd probably just break the goddamn jars. Where's the fun in that, though? Sure, which one of them is the most dangerous? I'm guessing Ras, the necromancer, because that's not a backstab, you dumb piece of shit. Yeah, this was easy to see coming. I can teleport them away from there though. I'm not particularly interested. Someone else will ignite that, without doubt. I don't want to create water here though. That's a waste. Gigantic waste. And I didn't actually put the teleportation ability back. I still had the shocking touch because I had a conversation with a goddamn rat. Like, good job. I need to get out of this.
I'll yield to none.
At least we're spread about a little bit. That should help. Wait.
You're not trying to escape, are you?
Definitely not all that much I can do, not all that much I need to do. He's dead. He'll have to move before doing anything. Good chance to test this. He has the decay still going. "92 points of damage. Not bad. Can't do any more physical damage. And he's gonna have a bad time too. Because I can do critical hits with this. Every hit now should be a critical. 56 to 62 points of damage. 97. Key. Nothing. They should not be dead though. That's the entire point of that.
Pray for me.
Yeah.
Didn't I just kill you death before?
Hang on, I've killed you twice now. 3 times makes the charm.
Canst thou not see?
We have the soul jars, destroy them and the undead necromancers find peace. On the other hand, they might be valuable. Right, so this will just keep going on and on and on and on. Who has the goddamn jars? There was dialogue options, but I fear I sort of thought we might be able to go back to them.
I can't use this now.
Whose inventory is this? Close there. Wait. They're not particularly strong though anymore. Rusk is not our biggest problem. Quick is.
I can't use this now.
Beautiful. Thank you. My death waits. My eternal thanks, young one. Oh, time of death.
Knock him down. It's probably good enough.
Farewell to flesh, farewell to bone, farewell.
He's amount of experience, but that's it. 1700 for a level up. I'm interesting knowing what kind of a deal you could have really made with them though. In general, against serious undead opponents, we could really just create any kind of surface under them and bless it. That would be a good way to attack them. It would keep just healing, healing, healing. Then just add crap to that, make them life well, living nightmare, I guess. Ratus Perfides. Traps. A zombie. some sort of a passageway there. It's a room to the left. So we need something to douse the fire. Might be able to pull it off with some sort of a combination thing. Okay, that switch turns off the trap, but it also launches fireballs. It do something else. Okay, I was wondering why. What's the point then doing that? Someone needs to be there temporarily. Someone needs to run through, and then we need to get off from that. Alternatively, just teleport down there, which seems like the much easier choice. We need to go there, but I'm not sure how you're supposed to get there. Yeah, something needs to happen. Plus we can always teleport, but there has to be another way. Yeah, there's a door.
Among the long crumbled remains of the temple that must have once sheltered his shrine, the stone effigy of a god seems to invite you to put your hands in his. Among the long crumbled remains of the temple that must have once sheltered his shrine.
Smashing blows. No requirements. This is something we can manufacture from cloth. It's a piece of shit armor, but everyone can use it. Teleportation scroll, meaning it's probably mandatory to make some sort of progress here. Other jar of mind maggots. We have 2 of those at least. And we're bleeding. Legend of the Blood Rose. Legend tells of the most precious rose, the blood rose, prized by kings and men from ancient times. The blood rose grows only in soil suffused with suffering and fertilized with filth. In the days of Braccus Rex, the rose was grown using methods esoteric and vile, the only methods proven to grow the rare blossom. The perfumer Avanel persuaded Braccus to bury the bones of the tortured dead within a deep cave. He sowed the seeds within their emptied skulls, watered with the tears of the tortured living. In such a soil the blood rose flourished. The scholars say that even today, were you to find this mythical cavern, the roses would grow there still. I'll take that with me. Why would we want such roses though? Looks like scroll recipes. Yeah, it's just a zombie.
You approach the still body and see its nostrils flaring. Long dead eyes rise to meet yours. As you lean in close, it lurches forward. Its arms thrash against the cage bars as it tries to reach you. Looks like it hasn't been fed in a very long time.
Can I feed it then? Worm Trimmer. This is a geomancy spell. The zombie must have a purpose here. Mutilated corpse. We did get a teleportation scroll. There are lockpicks, gold, and a mutilated corpse. We can at least get our own lockpick back. Trap disarming kit. Frying pan, gold, empty plate, mug. Torture rack. What the fuck happened? The zombie has already taken damage, substantial amount of it. Is it going after me or the mutilated corpse? I'm going to ignore it for now, see what it does. I do need to actually move somewhere. Right, everyone get out of its way. Just a zombie. It's like a truck, but it's nothing special. Pretty much anything will kill it now, and I still forgot to change my goddamn skills. Not that it matters against him, but still. Right. All of these are at least somewhat useful. Rain might be the least useful now, because I have use for the Blood Rain. Rain is a little bit cheaper to throw, but Blood Rain more or less does the same thing for our purposes. So maybe replace it with something like summon a bloated corpse. So what the hell triggered here? I sat in this chair, so that's one possible thing. Not paying too much attention.
No thanks.
Yeah, at least he has some common sense. Anything in the... no? So just being in this general area somehow triggered things. Right. We have a clear goal. Has to be Sabile pretty much. She has the richness of abilities to handle this without too much fuss. Others can do teleportation, but it's a much more troublesome thing to try to throw it on yourself. Wooden chips. Switch.
I heard something. Something seemed to move into place.
Ah, door open. Lizards. Friendly Hubert's description of the lizard begins and ends with the House of War. Houses of War, Law and Dreams, and tells great tales of physical perfection, intellectual rigor, and the importance of bloodlines in the middle. He also tells what he believes to be a tall tale about dragons. He finds lizards impressive indeed, but not to a draconic extent. Some sort of a crafting book. Crafting Bible, Part 5. 12 new recipes. That's a lot of recipes. Unidentified chest armor. Constitution Aerother's Necromancer. Invisibility potion. Right, the switch seems to be the main reason to come here in the first place. Tattered blueprint. Upon this page is drawn a blueprint of a tomb or vault of some sort. Underneath the drawing, words are scribbled seemingly at random. The words illusions and Braccus Rex are circled multiple times, and an arrow points to a particular room. The words soul jars are written along the length of the arrow in tiny letters. Take it just in case. A lot of paper. And that is it. So yeah. Decent item and switch. Okay. Why is it so troublesome to jump out? Intelligence. This is definitely for mage. Better physical armor, better medical armor, and constitution and necromancy. We are getting quite a few bonus points from necromancy. No, not a single one. This is also a slotted item. Not that that's of any real use, but still. You'd have to have very specific plans or opponents that are so dangerous where extra 5, 10, 15% of resistances might make a difference between winning and losing. I have a hard time seeing that. Not impossible, but nothing so far even suggests that's something. Recipe for a rune. This is big. What does a rune require? Earth resistance. Yeah, this is very typical. Very typical. Chanterelles causes invisibility apparently. Constitution. Arangite. Puffball. No, Boletus is minor finesse. Resist all. Trumpet of Death. Minor resist all. Amethyst Deceiver. Strength. Puffball for wits. Physical armor from Amadovier. And this is probably not that powerful. Still, it's physical armor in potion form. Whisper wood has been plentiful. Magic armor. So we can ooze into a potion bottle. My small poison. I don't think this is something you could do in the first game. It was sort of troublesome to create small poisons because of that. Mushrooms. Zyke Talon. Bluegill mushroom. Simple arrowhead and water arrowhead. Slow down. Yeah, just normal arrowheads combined with the barrel create something normal. Fire is a bit more tricky. There's probably another way to create fire. Any honey and arrowhead, charming. Handmade plate armor. Plate scraps. Scale scraps. Metal scraps. Wooden chips. Yeah, we only really need... Okay, I'd like to make a handmade mage armor to see what it does. I'm gonna load, I don't want to actually waste the pixie dust on it, I just want to see what exactly do you produce. It is a level appropriate armor. It's a much better mage armor than a physical armor, but it lacks everything else. So I think it's just level appropriate basic weapon. So if you can't enchant it further, there's really no point in making it in the first place. Not at this stage. Alternatively, if you are the unluckiest son of a bitch in the world and don't get your basic needs fulfilled at all, then I can see that working. I think we were at armor, so food, objects, pulp, sheet of paper, you need an oven, long branch, killing either will be rebirth. Yeah, this is the big one. You need a live wood log, any wine, and pixie dust to create a small masterwork rune. So wine sources could be... the important part is the pixie dust, so we cannot use pixie dust. Where's the rat?
You don't look lost at all.
Ask the rat if he's being sarcastic.
Sarcastic me? Not at all. I'd never be sarcastic me. Oh no, not in the least.
Tell the rat he still sounds sarcastic.
I do not. I sound perfectly normal. Obviously.
The rat gives you a desperate look. Help me.
He still sounds sarcastic. Ask him if he's able to tell the truth without sarcasm or irony.
The rat opens its mouth to speak. Can't say anything. So it nods its head, then shakes its head, then nods it again.
Then ask the rat if it is somehow constrained by nature or magic never to tell the truth.
The rat tries to nod its head and fails. It tries to shake its head and fails. Its head ends up doing a strange, jerking diagonal movement that could mean anything.
This is not frustrating, and you are not a clever creature, not having rumbled my quandary. Get me?
Tell the rat you get it. It cannot tell the truth.
The rat makes a face that says, well, duh.
Ask what may cure its affliction.
The rat gives you a grave and meaningful look, inviting you to listen carefully.
I don't think the problem is in my head, and further to that, I don't think the problem could be unscrambled by the use of source.
So we need to use source then.
I can categorically state that a short, sharp shot with something of a magical persuasion would absolutely not solve my problem immediately.
But you can't tell the truth.
And I do not invite you to look at the subtext in what I just said.
Tell the rat you're sure the use of magic would kill it.
The rat gives you a long stare that tries to say, that's not true. It fails. The rat sobs.
Yeah. So kill it, basically.
I'm not unhappy here. I'm not desperate for the sweet release of death. I don't want to sleep forever in the pure truth of death. Don't help me.
You'll see what you can do.
The rat breathes a long sigh of relief, closes its eyes, and steels itself for what's coming.
So one way or another we're probably gonna kill it. I'll try to bless first though.
Dead. I suspect that's what it wanted all along.
Waste of a bless then though. I mean, if any magic will do anyway. Source points aren't exactly hard to get, but they're also very inconvenient to get.
Dead. I suspect that's what it wanted all along.
Heart of Steel.
The air around the glowing relic thrums with power as the source barrier quietly crackles in the background.
Reach out and touch the relic.
As you stretch towards it, you start to hear whispers in the back of your mind. From the corner of your eye, you see dark shadows rising.
Yep. Pull your hand back.
The whispers fade, and the shadows retreat. But there's a faint chill in the room you're certain wasn't there before.
Okay, can we summon elemental magic against the relic? It's a source thing though. Call up your source powers and focus them on the relic.
The hum of the relic grows louder, and bright light starts to spill from its runes. Cracks start to spread across the surface, and it shatters like glass.
Why pretend to even try anything else? Why was this so important though? It's a dead end, could be a fight. Chain Lightning. Aerothirst 3 also requires a source point. Shoots a stunning bolt of lightning that forks up to 8 times in an 8-meter radius and deals X amount of air damage to each target. Set shocked for 2 turns, 2 memory slots. Damage is based on your level and receives bonus from intelligence. Cooldown 5 turns. This is very hard to use with our... we have to basically have a single goddamn source point that we have to go and recharge. More importantly, that's a tier 3 ability. Is that a common thing for tier 3 abilities, that they require a source point? Because that would drastically reduce the usefulness of spellcasting. Or skill use, whatever you want to call it. Once in a fight, and then you would have to go back and recharge it. There has to be better ways. I suppose the cost could be skill tied to the skill, but at the same time there's no indication that that's the case. No info screens mention anything of the sort, and they're usually very good in this game, the info screens. So while this seems like a nice spell, it's really not. This is much better. It's cheaper and it does more damage. But this guy's the only one who can use this anyway, so just want to learn it. I'm not gonna bother putting it in here. Ooh, we got extra memory space. Wasn't that nice? More people could take the Bless, but Bless I wouldn't take unless we have an absolutely pressing reason to take it. What about you? What did I give up? Nothing. Sawtooth knife. Right. Ooh, we got talents too. I'll explore this location first though. What's so special about this? Looks like a king's and queen's sarcophagus, and considering this is a Braccus Rex location, this could be bad. Don't care what the belt is, it's gonna be incredibly useful because it's a belt. We are low on belts. Also, it's too high level to even identify. Alright, with petty looting done, let's see if we can find something here. Hands of the Tyrant. Well, that's nice, but not particularly useful. And nothing. Am I supposed to place something in this crypt? It sort of seems like this is half done. Other half is missing. Maybe the entire armor set of the Tyrant. Because I don't understand why we're gathering up a cursed equipment set, basically. Has to have a use. Okay, I'll make a mark here. Why was this so well protected in a way? It has one item piece only. So, cursed armor? Question mark. What was it? Two-handed, water resistance, physical armor. So what exactly does it do? Weird disease. Great. Right, the level ups. We're gonna sit on the skills for the most part. We're gonna take what we can. We can probably start buying tier 3 skills in general. Talents are the big important parts. Executioner was somewhat useful. I'm thinking the living armor might be a good one for pretty much everyone. It's not absolutely necessary, but it could really help me. Certain statuses caused by you are no longer blocked by armor. Burning, poison, bleeding, necrofire, acid, suffocating, tangled death with ruptured tendons. This would be more useful for a mage or a scoundrel. Fighters don't seem to be able to do all the new things like this. I'm thinking of taking the living armor. Yeah, it might be. There might be other things that would allow us to do more damage, but this allows me to do the casual maintenance of our forces fairly easily. Every time I heal, our magical defenses go up. Not sure what stats to invest in, so I'll keep them in storage. I think same with you. Opportunist and sturdy. Living armor. Living armor all the way. Am I going to do the same thing for her? I sort of not sure if I want to, but it's not like it wouldn't help. It's a really helpful thing, because it would allow me to focus more on just the armor, physical armor. Torture would have some benefit, but I can only see the ruptured tendons, and that would be causing them a little bit of damage when they move. So it's fine, but it's not that big of a deal. I think I'll go full on with the living armor, because I'm lazy that way. What about your ass? Don't want opportunist. We already have living armor. So what? One combat and one civil ability point. Not bad necessarily, because we could get persuasion to 4. And we can always, even if we can even if we would reach the maximum before we reach the maximum level, we could still spread out to other skills easily. 2 attribute points, this is shit. I mean, at least the skill up gives you a civil ability, which is much harder to get. Two meters extra range. Skills and scrolls. Does not affect melee or touch range skills. So it would be fairly useful for us, but would it really? Heals you when standing in blood. Three extra points in your memory attributes. Slightly better than the all skilled up. No, the bigger and better. Only slightly. 10% dodging while dual wielding, no thanks. All magical skills, a critical chance equal to your critical chance score, which would be 5% because we have this. No, where does the critical chance percentage comes from? From Ingenious, we have a natural 5% chance. But this is not a damage dealer, so 5 meters extra range when throwing grenades. Don't really throw grenades. I'll take the Torture. Some of these abilities are things we can use constantly. We also have fire spells. We can throw around poison if we have to. We do bleeding, certainly. Death Wish. Oh, there's a few abilities. And I think it's a good idea for someone to have it. Gives me a better idea, is it worth taking with others? Right. Still, just to have this one armor piece seems like a waste for this sort of an area. 3 necromancers protecting it too. Necromancers that cannot die. So it seems like that's an excessive thing for one piece of armor. Suspicious well. Not like they're farming anything here. Some bones.
You approach a decrepit well and stare down into its toothless black mouth. No sooner has your head crossed the rim than weak voices begin to echo from the depths.
Thirst. Dry throats. Drink. Water. Water.
The well is now filled to the brim with fresh, cool water, but what it has brought to the surface quickly evaporates any wish you may have had to quench your own thirst. You see the tangled remains of 3 corpses, a mixed mass of bones and skin from which 3 skulls protrude. They address you in unison, their voices a drone-like blend.
We thank you for the water. We bless you for the water. We thank you for the end of torment.
Say that it was your pleasure. True thirst is a horror.
A horror, yes. To die of thirst. Forever. To find hell at the bottom of the well.
Tell them you'd like to know who it was you saved, of sorts.
We are the brothers of Baladur. Truth speakers, wish granters, dream readers. 3 brothers, 3 sages, thrice cursed.
Wonder why they were cursed.
The king. We displeased demand Braccus Rex. The truth we spoke, his fortune told, no divinity would he be. And so he entangled our bodies and cursed our throats. Smoked the truth-speaking 3. We thank you for the water. We bless you for the water. We ask you for a fair
Ask what the fare is they are asking for.
The fair, the toll, the levy. The people of Baladur must be buried with coin. Coin for the pathkeeper that leads the dead to the kingdom beyond. Spare us coin. Grant us coin. The more you pay, the further the pathkeeper takes us.
Can I get something in return?
Ancient things cling to our bones like earth to roots. They will be yours. For coin. For coin.
Say you're ready to pay their fare, depending on how much it is.
Sweet savior. Friend of death and fiend of life. How much will you give?
Small amount, enough to keep the Pathkeeper pleased. A generous... Say their afterlife is worth a Mad King's random, so even the largest sum is only 150 gold. I thought it would be much higher, so it might be something that we have to worry about. Usually these are investments, so if we give a small amount we probably get a shitty item out of it as a reward. If we invest more we get something that might actually be useful. So I'm guessing this is like a random dice roll. You might get something, like opening an extra treasure chest. Be generous, say their afterlife is worth a Mad King's ransom.
We thank you again. We bless you again.
Golden
The
robe.
wealth of the depths is yours.
The belt. I think I bought for a belt. No, I have an extra belt or two now in my inventory.
Pathkeeper, keep us. Pathkeeper, guide us. To the long-awaited kingdom we will go.
Laden with a burden of the coin you gave them, the brothers of Baladur sink back to the bottom of the well. Whether they will find their kingdom or languish in the dark, wet depths forever, you cannot foretell.
Right. We cannot identify the belt, that's the issue. Golden rope. A lot of physical defense, thievery +1. It has to go to you. Thievery was so hard to get the first point, so I'm certainly taking any extra points. Problem is, this is a plus 4% critical chance, so she's gonna do critical hits anyway with backstabbing. So would they be better on someone else? Critical hit chance 2%. Yes, we could also use the... No, we could use the physical armor increase on her too. Yeah, it's fine. Right. Anything else?
The fare has been paid, and the well is silent. A rare speck of peace in a hostile land.
Wonder if you can milk this with others.
The well is now filled to the brim with fresh, cool water, but you see the tangled remains of...
We thank you for the water.
Yes,
We bless you
possibly.
for the water. We thank you for the end of torment. The king. The king. Braccus Rex. Wrath and we thank you for the spare us all. Sweet savior.
I mean, is it really possible to get 4 items out of this? Dragons wine something?
Laden
no.
with a burden of the coin you gave.
How much money do I have? Where do you see it? 3,000 more or less.
The well is now filled. You see that...
We thank you for the water, the king. Wrath and we thank you for the fair. Spare us all. Sweet savior. We thank you again.
Dragon's claw.
Laden with a burden... The well is now... You see that...
We thank you for the water, the king. Hands, we thank you. The fair spare us all. Sweet without path.
Laden with a
Right. Not sure if you would categorize this as cheating, but whatever. Everyone got their own item. Lose had his Dragon's Twine. Constitution, water resistance, arrow, the urge. Anyone missing rings? Yes. But these guys have terrible magic armor anyway. Yeah, warfare bonuses. You would benefit from this the most. Yes, if we replaced Geomancer and Wit's ring. Okay. That's something else. Dragon Claw. Magic armor, fire resistance, +2 warfare, +1 pyrokinetic. It has to go to him because he's the damage dealer, and that warfare increases your physical damage. So I think the Astartes tier has to go. It would have to go to you then if we want to keep using it. Yeah, it's actually better than the brass ring. So no complaints. We got something else. Strong string. Bartering, perseverance, constitution. Who has the highest bartering? Thinks we have 1 or 2 point in total. 1001. Yep, take it. Decent physical armor. Meh, physical armor. Strong physical, strong physical. Right. Yay for us. Definitely worth coming here. I wonder if we could take the 2 additional guys and have each of them get their items too. I wonder if everyone who tries gets the same item. I mean, if Lose always gets the same item. Sabil always gets the same item. Or is it to first come gets the first item, second arriving gets the second item? So if you basically keep using additional characters, you would get access to the last items in the list. I'm not gonna try it, I'm just musing. That's probably an piece of information you can Google if you're particularly interested in that. Just wondering how it ends up working. What exactly do we do? We can talk to him for a quick exit. We probably want to go there. Dragon's Beach. Also, this is suspicious. Looks like ice to me. Why would there be ice here? Well, we can probably enter it there, so that's easy to find out. Right, so statue will kick us there and I'll end it there. We'll explore these areas on the next time. Right, sounds like a plan. We are unlikely to get any more level ups, maybe 1 if we push it. I doubt that. 70,000 is a lot of XP. And we're running out of things to do anyway.
Stern eyes and a sterner face stare into your very...
Another crawling rat, tracking your stinking paws beneath my nose. Do not doubt my power.
Yeah, vines. Yeah, it's ice. Slain the winter dragon. Bone totems. Level 9, it has 400 armor, 600 magical armor and 500 hit points. Soul shackled. Water immunity, air resistance. Massive amount of attributes. Hydro Sophist 7. Water attacks deal 35% more damage, 35% more vitality healed, and plus 35% magic armor from skills and potions. Wonder what type of spells you can cast at level 7. Not sure I want to find out, but this would be a tough boss fight for us. Not that he looks to be in any condition to put up a fight.